Long time no see. I heard you're still not divorced from my brother. Really, I wonder what my brother sees in such an ugly wife like you. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten tired of being with you. It's been a while, Alice. You're as sharp-tongued as ever. Well, this ugly wife has a busy day of housework, so I'll excuse myself now. Huh? Wait a minute. I'm not done talking yet. Don't you dare end my conversation as an ugly woman. There was more? I contacted you today because I have a favor to ask. Actually, I quit my job yesterday, so I'm thinking of moving back home. But you're living with my parents at my house now, right? So, I want you to leave before I come back. What? I'm already irritated because I quit my job. I can't bear it if I go home and you, an ugly wife, is there. I love beautiful things, but I get really irritated when I see ugly things. I want the ugly wife to leave. Wait a minute, Alice. It's a problem if you suddenly tell me to leave. Huh? And the reason for kicking me out is too unreasonable. Sure, I'm not as beautiful as Alice, but there's no reason to be abusive. Don't dare argue with me, you ugly woman. Ugly people have no human rights, so you should just listen to what I say. What? If I tell you to leave, you leave without a word. Ugly people are geniuses at irritating beautiful people like me. Everyone really pisses me off. What do you mean by everyone? Alice, you seem more irritated than usual today. Shut up! Just hurry up and pack your things! Oh, by the way, but when you leave your branded items behind. What? You're a plain ugly woman, Ava, but you have nice things, so I'm going to use all of them from now on. I'll use them even if you didn't ask. I'm sorry, but I have no intention of lending them to you. Huh? Have you considered the feelings of the branded items that are cherished by an ugly person? Your bags and accessories must be happier to be used by a beautiful person like me than by an ugly person. That's why I'm saying I'll use them. Don't you know the phrase, pearls before swine? What did you say? Well, do as I say. I'm planning to move back home this week, so leave early. Hey, Nolan. Have you heard that Alice has quit her job? She seems to want to go back to her parents' home. I heard about that last week. I had a rare call from Alice because she wanted to consult about it. But if she wants to come back, I told her to ask Ava herself. From the moment her brother and his wife moved in, it's no longer Alice's house. So if she wants to come back, she should get permission from her sister-in-law. That's only fair. I see, so that's why she unusually contacted me. It seems like Alice asked you for a favor right away. Now this house is also your house, so feel free to say no. Considering her daily actions and words, you wouldn't want to live with her, right? Our parents also say that Ava's feelings are the priority, so you can rest assured. The thing is, this is before I gave her permission. What? Actually, Alice told me to leave my parents' house. She said she didn't want to see an ugly wife's face when she returned home, and that she only gets annoyed seeing my face, so she asked me to leave. What did you say? I'm really sorry for my stupid sister, Ava. It's not your fault, Nolan. More than that, there's something I've been wondering about. What? Something about Alice was different than usual. She seemed irritated not only about me, but about someone else as well. She also said she was irritated about the company she quit. Nolan, do you know anything? I see what's going on. I figured out why Alice tried to kick you out. It must have been just an outburst. It seems she was rejected by the boss she had a crush on. That's why she tried to kick you out of the house out of spite. What? Out of spite for being heartbroken? It seems she had a long-standing crush on her boss at work. She plucked up the courage to confess, but it turned out he was already married. Moreover, he was very devoted to his wife, so no matter how much she came on to him, it was no use. Even if she tried to seduce him, he wouldn't pay any attention to her. Seducing a married boss? So she pleaded with the boss to see his wife's photo
at least once and give up, and it seems she was allowed to see it. But according to Alice, she was quite ugly. She was furious, saying, "I can understand if I lost to a stunning beauty, but I can't accept losing to an ugly woman for the sake of my pride." And so she impulsively quit her job.
What a wildly unexpected reason for resigning.
She's always been proud of her beauty, but since that day, it's gotten even worse. On the phone, she was cursing and saying, despite being ugly, because of that ugly woman. That's probably why she hates you even more. But that's just an outburst. I can't understand the idea of trying to kick her out of her parents' house.
She can't vent her anger on her boss and his wife, right? Maybe I'm just the right punching bag for her.
I'm really sorry about Alice.
I guess even if I refuse to live together, it would just complicate things more. Maybe I should just go as she wishes.
What? That would be a problem. I don't want to live separately from you, and her parents really like you. Haven't we been living together happily as four until today?
That's true. Both parents are very considerate of me, and I feel comfortable there. I'd hate to leave such a home just because of Alice.
Let's discuss the future with everyone, including our parents for now. I had no idea she was trying to kick you out. I never thought she would go that far. It's beyond acceptable, and it doesn't feel like something we can handle by ourselves.
That's right. I'm reaching my limit to let it slide on my end.
Then I'll finish work early today and go home. I'll explain to our parents to some extent.
Hey, you! You seem to have gone to my brother for help. It seems you've tattled to him that your sister-in-law is trying to kick you out. Tattled? All I did was consult with my husband. I thought if I talked to my brother, he would take my side. But too bad for you. My brother promised me he would get rid of you. What? At first, he was all preachy, but in the end, a brother can't resist his sister, especially a beautiful and cute sister like me. Eventually, he said he would respect my feelings. He promised to make sure I wouldn't have to see the ugly sister-in-law again. So I am going back to my parents' house a bit earlier.
What? You're already going back to our parents' house?
I've already canceled my old room in a hurry. Ugly sister-in-law, haven't you moved out yet? I bet my brother was getting tired of you, a boring ugly wife. If that were the case, I would have moved out long ago. Finally, I can return to my parents' house. Finally, I can relax without any stress. You should have told me you were leaving sooner. I figured you'd show up within a week even without me contacting you. Ha ha ha! You should just go ahead and divorce my brother. It seems like you're a bother to him. Being an ugly wife, living separately, there's no point in being married anymore, right?
Hey, who said you were a bother? I have no intention of divorcing Ava, and I don't intend to live separately in the first place. I left my parents' house with my important wife.
What?
You really? Stop twisting my words. Yes, I did say I would respect your feelings, but I never once said I would only kick out Ava. I'm just fed up with you and decided to throw in the towel. We've decided to move out together because it's too much of a hassle.
Bro.
Listen, from now on, don't ever contact Ava again. I don't want you to have anything to do with Ava anymore.
Wait a minute. What is this? Why is my brother leaving with Ava? Weren't you tired of the plain, ugly wife? Didn't you get in the way of our living together?
That's why I'm telling you not to twist my words. When did I ever say that? I value Ava and could never get tired of her. There's no way I could see a wife who always thinks of her family as a bother.
What? Then to never see Ava again? You meant that you and your wife are moving out together?
That's right. I'm fed up with your attitude for looking down on people because you think you're beautiful. I don't intend to ever see you again, let alone Ava.
What? I don't understand at all. Why are you leaving with an ugly wife? You might as well get divorced. Why is my brother so kind to such an ugly wife?
Shut up, you personality ugly. I want to sever ties with you, not divorce. You who do nothing but complain about other people's appearances. There's no need for you to be a family.
What? There's no need for me, this beautiful sister, to be in the family? Why would you say such a thing? It's a fact that I'm beautiful, and it's also a fact that Ava is plain and ugly. Then why do you care more about the ugly wife than me?
You really are impossible. Anyway, I fulfilled your wish. Ava's not at home, that should be enough. If you're satisfied with that, never interfere with us again.
Don't get carried away just because you've won over my brother. You're just an ugly girl after all. It's amazing how you contacted me immediately after being told to stay away. Shut up, you ugly girl. Everything about you really pisses me off. Why is it that only the ugly ones can get married and be treated kindly by their husbands? It's ridiculous that I, a beauty, can't get married. What? I won the beauty contest at university. I am a beauty acknowledged by everyone. Yet, my boss rejects me, and my brother prioritizes this ugly wife. What the hell is going on?
Alice, calm down a bit. You're mixing up all sorts of anger.
Shut up! Why does everyone ignore me, the beautiful one? Everyone should treat me more specially. Despite being so pretty and beautiful. Unlike you ugly ones, I put in the effort to stay beautiful. But I can't stand that the ugly ones are happier than me.
I heard the situation from Nolan. Apparently the boss you had a crush on at the company has a wife. I sympathize with you for being rejected. But now, Alice, you're just letting your resentment explode.
Shut up, you ugly girl! What do you know about my feelings?
By the way, about that boss, could it be a man named Grayson Brown?
What? So what if it is? Why do you know the name of my boss?
I thought so. To tell the truth, my friend's husband works in the same place. I thought there might be a connection.
What? Your friend's husband, you say?
Moreover, I heard he is a devoted husband who wouldn't be swayed even if Alice made advances. I thought that might be the case. I can't believe that friend's husband was Alice's boss.
What are you saying?
But if that's the case, rest assured, Alice, you can't beat his wife even if you stand on your head. That's because his wife not only won the university beauty contest, but also the Miss Universe World Championship.
Huh?
Don't be so down. It can't be helped that you lost to an overwhelmingly beautiful woman. Even Alice can't beat a world champion.
Wait a minute, what do you mean? The boss's wife is your acquaintance, and it's impossible that the ugly wife won the Miss Universe. Because I saw the picture of the ugly wife directly from the boss.
Maybe that picture is the wallpaper on his smartphone, right?
How did you know?
Actually, I was consulted about this before by that friend. She was happy that her husband loved her so much, but she was troubled because he said she was cute even without makeup and even when she was sleeping with her eyes rolled back. Moreover, her husband has set a picture of her waking up with no makeup and shot from a lower angle as the wallpaper on his smartphone. He wouldn't change it because he said she was cute no matter what. But with such a picture, any beauty would look ugly, right?
Huh?
So you might have thought she looked ugly from the wallpaper picture, but in reality, she is a very beautiful woman. She's so beautiful that she won the world championship, and she's my pride and joy as a friend.
What? What is that? The boss's... that wife was such a beautiful woman?
What, aren't you happy? You didn't lose to an ugly woman, but to an overwhelmingly beautiful woman. That should make you happier in terms of your pride, right, Alice?
That's right! It's impossible for a beauty like me to lose to an ugly girl. If the wife was super beautiful, then it makes sense that the boss wasn't swayed by my seduction. It's not because I'm not attractive.
No, I don't think Alice is attractive. The beauty of the face and the attractiveness are different things.
Huh?
Looking down on and mocking people just based on their looks. Such a person, no matter how beautiful, has no charm at all.
Huh? Don't get cheeky all of a sudden just because you're ugly. Don't get carried away just because my brother is on your side. In the end, the only one who would side with an ugly girl is my husband's brother. I have more allies. If it comes to that, even your parents have come out of the house with us. When we told them we were leaving, they said they wanted to come with us too. So we all decided to move to a larger apartment. Huh? Wait a minute. Even my father and mother are leaving the house? So I'll be living alone in the house. That's what it will come to. I told them it would be pitiful for you, but they said they didn't want to live with the daughter but wouldn't pay back the money. Huh? I heard it from your father-in-law. I think it's good to strive to be beautiful, but it seems you were borrowing money from your parents for beauty expenses. Moreover, it's all piled up to nearly a total of $15,000, and they were lamenting that you haven't repaid them at all. No, that is... Indeed, a beautiful daughter is visually appealing, but they've come to think of her as nothing more than a daughter who squanders money and no longer consider her endearing. They've decided to use this opportunity to put some distance between themselves and you. That's just harsh. It's as though the ugly daughter-in-law has been chosen over the beautiful daughter. Even at this point, you're all about beauty or ugliness. People aren't all about looks, and what does it matter if someone's beautiful? Even Miss Universe is judged not only on appearance, but also on intelligence and character. By that standard, Alice isn't beautiful at all. What did you say? Alice now is just a self-proclaimed beauty. You may call yourself a universally acknowledged beauty, but no one thinks of you as beautiful. Huh? It might do you good to cool down a bit in your spacious family home. Take care then, Miss Self-Proclaimed Beauty. Even if you keep looking down on me, I'll continue striving to be a beautiful person in my own way. After that, instead of calming down, Alice said, I'll make everyone recognize my beauty, and quickly applied to Miss Universe. However, she was disqualified in the preliminary section, and furious, she began applying to various entertainment agencies instead of looking for a job. However, she was reportedly rejected across the board. Finally, she was even expelled from the marriage agency she had secretly registered with a message that said, We have received numerous complaints from male registrants. Please work on your inner self before re-registering. His parents have said they will pay half the cost from the money they got from selling their family home. But if that happens, Alice will be driven out of her family home too. We can only hope that she quickly finds a job and move out before then.
Hey Kate, is your shift over yet? It's already 4 in the afternoon. Hurry back and start on the housework.
Sorry, Beth. I ended up having to do some overtime today. I need to go to the supermarket to pick up some things and then I'll head home.
You're going to be even later?
I guess so. I need to buy ingredients for dinner tonight.
You really can't do anything right, can you? Just make something from whatever is left at home.
Didn't you say that you wanted fish for dinner tonight? We don't have any at home.
That was yesterday. I don't feel like fish anymore.
Oh, is that so? Well, we still need some basic things like milk, so I'd better still stop by.
Fine. But hurry it up. I've left you half of the housework for you to do. Also, don't forget to finish doing the laundry. Oh, and the bathroom still needs cleaning too.
Okay, I got it.
I loaded the washing machine for you, even though that's supposed to be your job.
Sorry about that. Thanks for doing it for me.
I really thought you were someone who would have a better handle on things. Otherwise, I wouldn't have agreed with you working part-time. If you're going to leave housework for me, I'll forbid you from working.
I'll be careful from now on. I'll make sure to finish all the cleaning before I leave for work.
Remember that you're only living here because you're married to my son. Making sure to do things ahead of time. If I need to tell you off for something, then it's already too late.
Okay, I understand.
Also, I've been thinking about something recently. Don't you think the clothes you've been wearing out are a bit too extreme? They stand out too much.
What do you mean by that? They're just normal clothes you'd find or see anywhere.
You were wearing a skirt the other day, when you were going out somewhere with my son. You know, the frilly one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I remember.
What are you doing wearing something that's going to get attention from other men? You're a married woman. You shouldn't be wearing things that show so much of your legs.
But that skirt goes down past my knees.
It doesn't matter if it was past your knees, your legs were still showing, weren't they? And the shade of light pink, how vulgar. I didn't really think about it like that.
I apologize. I'll be more careful.
You need to make yourself look more like a proper woman now that you're married. The same goes for your hair and makeup. You look like you're going to work at a strip club.
That's going too far, you know?
If you don't want to be thought of in that way, then wear more appropriate clothes. You shouldn't even bother with makeup anymore. It's not like anyone is looking at you anyway.
The clothes I wear are nothing like that. They're not anywhere near as revealing or outlandish.
That's not the point that I'm trying to make. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Every time I talk to you, the conversation ends up in some weird place.
Sorry.
Stop stressing me out so much. Just hurry back and finish the housework. Hey, when are you two coming back home?
My husband and I only left the house not too long ago. We'll probably be back quite late tonight. It's the weekend, so we'll be out for dinner too.
Come back right now.
Why do we need to come back?
Something terrible has happened to my daughter.
What's happened to Jessie?
Jessie is being abused by her in-laws.
By her in-laws, you say? Well, that's worrying to hear.
She says that from morning to night her mother-in-law harasses her. She's even making her look at the entire household on her own. They don't even treat her as a member of the family. The entire family went on a trip and left her at home by herself. She couldn't handle it anymore, so she just called me before to discuss it and ask for help.
I see. It sounds like she's in a pretty bad situation.
I wanted to call her mother-in-law and give her a piece of my mind, but Jessie told me that it wasn't necessary. I wondered what I should do.
Well, any situation with in-laws is pretty delicate. You don't want to make anything worse for her. It's probably better to just not do anything at all.
But I can't just sit here and keep my mouth shut. She's there all alone with people who don't treat her right. Apparently, the mother-in-law even called her a completely useless wife. Can you believe it? After all the hard work I put in raising my daughter, and she gets called that?
Is that so?
So you guys will come back now, right? I think this is something that we all need to talk about. Can you tell my son about his sister's situation too?
I've been telling him about it as we've been talking.
But Jessie isn't at our house right now, is she?
She's not, but so what?
Well, she can't really do anything about this then, even if we do come back now.
So, we're still going out as planned and we'll come back later.
What? He doesn't care about his little sister? Kate, you're also living with your in-laws just like her, so you do understand, don't you?
I sure can.
I knew you would. See? It's at times like this that men are completely useless. Jessie says her husband is pretending not to notice anything is going on.
It must be really hard if she isn't getting any support from him or anyone else.
And Jessie is such an outstanding girl. I wonder what it is that her in-laws find irritating about her. I'd be nothing but grateful if I have a daughter-in-law like Jessie.
Well, the thing there is, you are Jessie's biological mother after all.
And so what? Are you trying to say there's something wrong with her?
No, not at all. But if you think about it, she is still the daughter-in-law to this scenario. So you can never guess how her mother-in-law would view her. Of course, I don't have any kids of my own, so there's probably something I don't quite understand.
If you don't understand, then just don't say anything at all. But aren't you lucky that you have someone like me as your mother-in-law? You can do whatever you want, and I even let you and my son go out together on the weekends. Poor Jessie, she got really unlucky with her mother-in-law. Do you think it's better for me to pick her up and bring her back to our house?
Jessie's feelings and what she wants to do are still the most important thing here. You should contact her and see what she wants to do before you go get her.
You're right, she can only really rely on us. I need to make sure I don't act too rash and make things worse. But this really does annoy me. What kind of person would harass their daughter-in-law like that?
That's true. I completely agree with you there.
Okay, I'm going to give Jessie another call. She must be pretty down in the dumps right now, so I'll do my best to find a way to convince her to come stay with us.
Okay, got it.
And make sure to support her when she does come to stay, okay? I want her to be able to relax and recover without having to worry about doing anything. Even if she offers to help herself, make sure you don't let her do anything. Got it?
I got it. Hey, can you just confirm something real quick? So you think that if a mother-in-law is harassing her daughter-in-law, then that's a situation to get out of as soon as possible, right?
Obviously. Look, I get that sometimes living with other people can be difficult, but that's not reason to resort to abuse and harassment.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to make sure. I'll take your words to heart. Good morning, Kate. Oh, Jessie, morning. What's up? So you're at your parents' house right now, right? Yep, I am. I had heard that you moved out. Is that because I moved back in? I'm really sorry. You're living together with your husband, but I moved back. I must really be in the way. It can't be very comfortable for you with me here. Oh, no, that's not the case at all. It's not? Then why did you leave? My mom was also super surprised that you decided to pack up and leave out of nowhere. I ran away from an abusive mother-in-law just like you did. We're in the same situation. Don't worry, it wasn't your fault. An abusive mother-in-law? You're talking about my mom right now, aren't you? Yes. It's hard to talk about it since she's your mother, but I reached my limit with her. When she was telling me about your situation with your mother-in-law, she even expressed her disgust with someone who would harass the daughter-in-law like that for no reason. The whole time, I couldn't help but think how ironic it was, seeing as she was doing the exact same thing. I discussed it with my husband and decided to move out. I'm sorry you got the wrong idea, but it really had nothing to do with you. So that's what happened. And my mom was so angry at my own mother-in-law, talking bad about her constantly. To think that she was doing the same things that she was criticizing. That's why I don't plan on going back and living with her. But don't worry about it. She treats you well. So you can stay there until things quiet down on your end. I can't take it easy though. If my own mother is harassing you, what kind of things was she doing to you? I know that you probably don't want to talk about it too much, but please let me know. I don't think you really want to hear it though. No, it's totally okay. Please. Well, it'll be a pretty long conversation, so how about I give you a call instead? That's fine by me. Mom isn't home right now either, so please tell me everything you can.
Kate, what on earth did you do? Why did you tell those lies to my daughter?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean.
You told her that I was bullying you?
I did?
So you admit it. Why would you do something like that? Jessie is back home living with us because of exactly that reason. Don't you have any consideration for those around you? And you told her that I'm the reason you left and went back to live with your parents?
Of course I did. That's the truth. I also couldn't stand being harassed by the mother-in-law anymore and left, just like Jessie. But that was the best thing to do, right? You also said that it's not something to put up with, remember?
I was talking about Jessie at that time. It had nothing to do with you.
A conversation about terrible mother-in-law definitely has something to do with me. I had to listen to your complaints and grumbling every single day.
Complaints from me? Like what? I never did anything like that.
Even though we were living in the same house, you left all of the housework up to me. Isn't that exactly the same as what Jessie had to do?
I was doing the housework too.
Do you really think that taking some clothes out of the dryer every now and then really counts as a housework?
That's not all I did. I cooked too.
You kept throwing away all of the food that I cooked. You'd say it was disgusting and dump all kinds of spices on it before throwing it into the trash. That doesn't sound like cooking to me.
I helped with cleaning though.
But you would only ever clean your own room. Apart from that, you left me to clean the rest of the entire house. Waking up early in the morning to clean the bathrooms, vacuum the house, clean everything else before work, I had to do that. But what did you do? You started complaining that the vacuum was too noisy and affecting your sleep in the morning. So then I could only do that on days I didn't have work. And let's not forget doing the laundry, making food for everyone, and washing the dishes before leaving. So what is it that you're trying to say you helped out with?
A daughter-in-law living in her husband's house is supposed to do all the housework. That's an obvious fact.
I bet Jessie's mother-in-law thinks the exact same thing. Aren't you acting just like her?
I don't act like you're some stranger. I treat you as part of the family.
Remember that time you went on vacation with some friends? When you came back, I was the only one you didn't buy a souvenir for.
Well, I just happened to forget at that time.
Even when you go out for a little bit and come back with some snacks or something, you always seem to forget me then too. Like a few days ago when you bought everyone cake except me. What was all that about then?
Those things are always just for my husband and son who are always working so hard.
just sounds like an excuse to me. You even called me useless before, too. And the last time we went on a family vacation, you were the only one complaining that I was coming too. Everything is exactly the same as what happened to Jessie.
I'm not doing anything from ill will. It's not buying or anything like that with Jessie's mother-in-law was doing.
If that's the case, then why did you never say or do the sort of thing in front of your husband or son? It's always only when we're alone or through text messages.
Is that really what happened?
That's exactly what happened. Have you just happened to forget only the bad things that you did? But don't worry too much. I told my husband about it all, and I showed him all the text conversations between us.
What? You told my son all that too?
Of course I did. He's my husband.
He hasn't said anything or told me off for anything I may have done to you.
That's because I asked him not to say anything to you. We were all living together, so I wanted to try my best and get along with you as well as I possibly could. But when you started complaining about what was happening to Jessie, I woke up. I realized that there really is such a thing as wasted effort and time. You raised yourself on a pedestal and started criticizing Jessie's mother-in-law for what she was doing. That was the time I realized that I couldn't take it anymore.
Kate, listen to me. I honestly wasn't trying to do anything of that on purpose. I just wanted you to be a good wife, so I was trying to give you some advice to help.
As I said, Jessie's mother-in-law probably thought the same thing too. What I'm trying to say is that you're in no position to criticize anybody. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and sort yourself out first.
I'm sorry. I apologize for everything I've done up until now. So won't you come back and live with us again?
No. There's no way I'm living with you again. You were the one who asked me to come and move in with you in the first place. I don't need any more needless suffering that I can easily avoid.
Okay, I got it. I won't mention you moving back in again. But can you at least forgive me? My husband and daughter really went off at me for what I did. They even told me to get out of the house.
What goes around comes around, right?
But I've realized that what I was doing was wrong. I promise to be a good mother-in-law to you from now on. So please, can you forgive me somehow?
Is that something you'd say in front of your daughter? Could you ask her to forgive her mother-in-law for what she put her through?
I really think the degree of what we did is different.
Oh, if you're still able to say something like that, that means you haven't changed at all. I've got no reason to come to your aid. After that, my mother-in-law was brought to my house by her husband and daughter in order to apologize to me. Of course I didn't forgive her, but she promised to leave me alone and not talk to me except for important family occasions. And I told them that kicking her out of the house wasn't something that I wanted to happen. She got a good talking to from her husband and her daughter, so I'm sure the same thing won't happen again. After her actions were revealed to everyone, my mother-in-law really changed. She started to do all of the housework that I had previously done on her own. It might have been better for me to say something sooner. But since it was my husband's family home, I didn't really want to rock the boat and make a big fuss. In a way, I'm also partially to blame for putting up with it for no reason. In any case, I have no intention of protecting her feelings anymore. For example, even if we meet face to face, I'm not going to pretend or do anything for her sake. Jessie also moved out from her husband's house in the same way I did. We met up and talked about how happy we were that we both chose the right path for us. Both her and her father really helped me by taking my side against my mother-in-law, so I have nothing but feelings of gratitude towards them. From now on, I'm going to put all my effort into relationships with people who really care about me and treat me right.